So there's recent footage of FBI agents storming Roger Stone's home in Fort Lauderdale. One of the biggest dramas with this is the 24-page indictment that's been filed by Special Counsel Robert Mueller. In this indictment, it goes into detail of some of Stone's text messages. There's one sentence in there that really jumps out. So at first it seems kind of buried, but if you go on page 4 in this court files, it claims that there's claims in there that could really show the collusion that President Donald Trump may have been involved with. And so the sentence says, after July 22nd, 2016, the release of stolen DNC emails by Organization 1, a senior Trump campaign official was directed to contact Stone about any additional releases and what other damaging information Organization 1 had regarding the Clinton campaign. Okay, so we don't know exactly who this Organization 1 is. I mean, it could potentially be WikiLeaks, but that phrase, that a senior Trump campaign official was directed to contact Stone, it begs the question, who directed this campaign official? Was it Trump himself? Was it Manafort? And if Manafort was directing if Manafort was directing the campaign official, then Trump likely knew about it. According to Michael Cohen, the former lawyer of Trump, Trump knew about everything that was going on in his organization. This indicates that there was definitely a correlation with Trump and WikiLeaks in releasing these Hillary Clinton emails. And so, looking at Roger Stone, he's got a big tattoo of Richard Nixon on his back, and the fact that Nixon would have been impeached is kind of ironic, because there's the fact that Trump could be impeached. We'll have to see how this all plays out, but I wanted to highlight as well, if the campaign was coordinating with Russia, there was a book written in the 90s called The Foundations of Geopolitics in Russia. It was written by an intellectual in Russia. Some people say that he is the Russian version of Noam Chomsky. And so, the guy's name, by the way, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but it's Alexander Dugin. And some of the main messages of this book, Dugin writes about how what Russia wants to do, they want to get Britain to break off from the European Union, and they want to attempt to divide the United States in whatever way they possibly can. They want to try to get a lot of those old satellite states, want to get Latvia and Lithuania to be in the Russian sphere. They want to have Russia, Ukraine. You don't have Russia annex Ukraine, but they write in there about dividing the United States in whatever way they possibly can. And when you look at what's going on social media right now, these Russian bots that are on Facebook, that are on Twitter, and the contentions that they're attempting to sow among American people indicates that Russia is doing a good job. This is a book, I don't think it's been read by most Americans. They recently had an English translation. I don't think it's been widely distributed, but again, the book is called Foundations of Geopolitics by Alexander Dugin. And it looks like a lot of the ideas from this book are becoming a reality. They require generals in Russia to read this book, so they require top military leaders to read this book. But definitely some wild stuff with the Trump campaign.